When you saw an opportunity, you built a business around it. And every day since, you've kept a sharp eye on ways to evolve and keep your business thriving. It takes courage, creativity, and a clear perspective. At Bremer Bank, we understand that your business is the result of your hard work and ingenuity, and we're here to support you with solutions when you spot an opportunity to grow. Work with Bremer Bank, because understanding is everything.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Financially Fit Podcast. I am your host, Andre Creighton. I'm always excited to see y'all and be with y'all. It is man, it's been a crazy 2025, but we're here, we're rocking it, and we're just taking it um, as we can day by day, right? Mike Tyson once said, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face. Right. And right now we're getting punched in the mouth. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what is happening with the administration and what they're doing. What I will say is this: is that in concept, what Trump is trying to do from bringing manufacturing back to U.S. makes sense, but his approach to it is all out of whack, and I just don't see how this is going to work. But you know what? We're resilient people. The U.S. always seems to find a way, and we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through it. All right. So I need y'all to continue to rock with me. Find pieces of the information that I take with you that resonate with you, and take that along on your financially fit journey. I always tell everyone that this is not a podcast where you're going to get rich overnight, but this is a place and a space where you can learn something. And if you're willing to be maniacal every single day towards your goal, because this is a marathon, not a sprint, you will get to your final destination. But we have to work every single day. We don't take no days off. Now, that doesn't mean that along the way that there's not going to be bumps in the road. There's always going to be bumps in the path. There's going to be adversity. But what we have to continue to remember is that we're going to get through it, because right now we're going through a storm. And, my umbrella got left somewhere along the path, and I'm getting all types of wet and rained on right now. But I'll tell you that I'm still every single day putting one foot forward and moving forward and trying to find a way to get through all of this. So, with that being said, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about, just some things that I'm doing. I get a lot of people, whether it's friends, whether it's people that have listened to the podcast that have reached out to me on Instagram. They're saying, like, what are you doing? What are you doing during this time? What do you advise your people to do during times of turmoil? And, what is your outlook on the US China battle, right? That kind of push pull. And what I'll tell you is, we're in some very uncertain times when it comes to the tariff wars that we have with China and the U.S. And, you could think of it like, you got two twin brothers, right? That they look different. They're not identical. They're fraternal, right? And they are just at it. Like, they got, they both want to be at the top, and they're going to do everything tooth and nail to fight to the top. And I think that that's where we are right now. But what I will tell you is the U.S. has to own their part in why we got to this spot. And a lot of people don't necessarily understand how we got here. Well, how we got here is because we are greedy. U.S. The U.S. is greedy. So if you think about back in the 60s, um, we were manufacturing. You can think like Ford, right? Like, Ford was a car to have. Like, we were manufacturing, we were doing lots of manufacturing here in America. And then what we found is, like, America spends the most money in the world. Like, globally, we consume the most, right? So as we started to, from an economical standpoint, continue to build our businesses, and we got greedy. We said, well, oh, I don't have to make that part for a Ford car. Oh, I don't have to manufacture this for an iPhone. Oh, I don't have to do that. Okay, I can go here and here and here and here and have it exported in or imported in and pay a fraction of the cost that I would spend to manufacture this. Oh, and that's going to help my bottom line. That's going to increase the amount of money that this corporation has. That's how we got here. We became highly dependent on other countries, whether it was, we know Germany makes better cars than us. That's a fact, right? Um, but the reality is there's always going to be someone that's better at something, but we have to be able to compete. Right now, we don't even compete with German cars, right? Ford is not what it used to be. It's still a great company, still a decent car, but it's not, BMW. It's not um it's not any of those auto manufacturers that we see in Germany, right? Look at China. They become a hub for manufacturing, right? Everything that's in this iPhone, most things are from China. Um, if you here's a test for you. when you're when you get to the weekend and you're just putzing around the house and you go and you take a shower or you go and you um, go to lay down at night. You put on your bathrobe. Look inside the tag and look who it says made it. Right. I guarantee you that majority of things that you see and who actually made that thing or object, it will say some country other than the U.S. So we become very highly dependent on other countries to provide us with the things to make our economy boom. Now, the other side of that coin is China does um, they do count on us to consume a lot of the goods that they make, right? So we do stimulate their marketplace and their economy. Now, whether they're dependent on us is another thing, but I do think that at the end of the day, we both need each other, and we also know that we both hate each other, right? But it's one of those things where we have decided that we will play nice with each other because there's a benefit on both sides to us, right? To us doing business together. It looks like all of that's about to unfold, right? So this is going to go one or two ways. Either the U.S. and China are going to come together and they're going to make a deal, or there's going to be some outsider friend, another country that comes in and says, "Hey, man, why y'all doing this? Why y'all coming down here fighting with each other? You know that y'all need each other. Like, let's just figure out how to make this work, right?" Or this war is going to continue, this trade war. We're up to 145% tariff in the US in the US on China, right? What does that do? Well, what that does is now it makes those companies that like Apple, um, like the audio manufacturers that need to purchase parts and manufacture goods from China makes it more expensive. Okay, so it's more expensive for them to purchase that, right? Well, what does that do to their margins? Well, it compresses their margins, right? Because the more they have to spend, so let's say this is the price to the consumer. Let's say that this is the price that they're paying, right, to get the good. Well, now that price of the good is increased, so now their margin's smaller. Well, in order to create more margin, then they got to raise the prices on consumers. So what we're going to see over here in the next couple of years is we're going to see prices going up. Mr. Trump said that he was going to cut egg prices in a day. His first day in office, we ain't seen it, uh, and I don't think we're going to see it. So we need to be prepared for what's to come because there is a lot of potential turmoil and increased prices coming. So this is going to end one or two ways. That deal is going to happen, or they're going to continue to fight uh, tooth and nail and increase tariffs on both sides until the end. Or to be honest with you, the last thing is this is going to turn into from a trade tariff war to a blood war, um, and it's going to be the survival of the fittest. So what am I doing? Well, right now, what I am doing, well, thankfully, I'm coming into a little bit of small change. So I'm going to actually use all of that change and I'm going to pay down pretty much all of my debt, all of my credit card debt. I'm going to try to get rid of it. That should increase my cash flow, me and my wife's cash flow significantly. With that increase in cash flow, I'm going to start putting more money into money market, more money into savings. I actually just got back into the stock game a little bit more aggressively. So, I use Robinhood personally. I know a lot of people might use Charles Schwab or Fidelity or JP Morgan. Those are all great. I personally like Robinhood. I feel like it's just more user friendly for me. And I like the interface. Also will have the gold card, the Robinhood gold card. Well, it gives me 4% when I put money into that account. It gives me 4% back on that account, kind of like a money market, on any dollars that I don't invest. And then also whenever I swipe that card, so I swipe that card, I've set up all my bills that I have that I can have on credit card that I would typically always pay. Um, I set them up on that Robinhood card because I get cash back that allows me to invest that into the market. So right now I've been using that, and I think I'm up to like $200 in cash back just for this month, based on paying bills with that credit card that I already would have paid out of my bank account. Right, that's free $200 that I can invest into the marketplace. So these are things that I'm doing. Um, Someone once said that you should not use your own money. You need to leverage other people's money. So that's what I'm doing. I'm leveraging Robinhood's money to use to get cash back to be able to put money into the marketplace, right? So I'm going a little bit heavier in the market. It's a great time to invest. As I said in the last episode, I know things are down. I know your portfolios are getting crushed. My retirement looks awful. I don't even look at it anymore. I'm kidding. I do look at it, but I don't look at it in a way of like, is it up or down? Like I look at it to make sure that there's not any rebalancing or things like that that needs to be done to make sure I'm on the right path. Um, so I'm investing more in the marketplace, very traditional stocks. I'm looking at companies with really good fundamentals. When I say fundamentals, like I'm looking at their financial statements. What is their are they net positive? What's their PE ratio? So their PE ratio is the price earning ratio. So that measures the price versus the earnings. So the price of the shares versus the earnings that they have. Um, I'm looking at, their balance sheet. Is their balance sheet healthy? What's their current ratio? Current ratio measures their ability to pay back their short-term obligations. So basically any cash or accounts receivable that they have, and then any short-term obligations that they may have, like, accounts payable, uh, any of those liability type things. So looking for companies with good fundamentals, because those are the companies that I'm going to buy and hold on. So buy and hold means I'm going to buy those stocks. I'm going to continue to buy them and buy them over time. Typically, my threshold is like 10 to 20%. So 10 to 20% swing either way. I will buy more stock, just to do some dollar cost averaging, to either bring my cost down, or sorry, my average down, or just to make sure that I'm still in the game as that stock is appreciating. I haven't gotten into many option plays yet, but I am looking at some option plays. Options are very dangerous. You can lose a lot of money very quickly. But right now is a good time to, just kind of test your option strategy right before you actually spend your money. Look at the stock. Look at the time horizon when you think that it will reach that price point, and see how you would have done before you invest in it. Um, let's see what else. Emergency fund, so important. 3 to 6 months. I would aim on that 6 months, closer to 6 months time frame. From an emergency standpoint, we just don't know right now with this administration. There's so much uncertainty in the marketplace. Um, what else we got? I mean, that's really it. Really just making sure you have liquidity. A couple other things. Make sure you got some money under the mattress. I know there's gonna be some people that hear that and they probably gonna laugh at me, but with so much uncertainty, like I'm right now, I'm planning for doomsday. Like I'm not trying to scare y'all, but I'm planning for doomsday. Like I don't know if dude gonna say something, and then the bank's tank and people running to the bank and taking their money out the bank, and now the bank don't got enough money to pay people. And they've already talked about doing some stuff with FDIC, and that's the organization that insures the banks to make sure that your money is secured and some of those things. And like, I'm just preparing for the worst because I don't know what's going to happen. I want to make sure that I got me at least a couple of racks underneath the mattress. I know for y'all to know where I live, don't try to come break into my house. I do got a dog, but I'm literally keeping some money under my mattress because I just don't know what's going to happen. Update your passports. Me and my wife are working on that right now, making sure we got an updated passport. You never know when you might need to get out of here. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare y'all, but I do want y'all to be prepared for anything and everything because we don't know what's going to happen right now. He's got everyone in a chokehold, and the things that he does is very radical, and there seems to be no rhyme or reason. He'll put a tariff out one day, and the next day, he'll get backlash, and then he'll pull it back, say, "Oh no, I was just playing. We ain't doing the tariffs there. We're just gonna do tariffs on China." So, what I will say is, even though there's so much uncertainty, I really don't want you to panic. This is not me panicking. This is me being prepared. Prepare for whatever's to come. We ready, right? We ready for whatever. Whatever you bring at us, we gonna be ready. And that's where we need to be. So I really appreciate y'all. As I always say, it's not about how much money you make. The power is in how much money you keep. I am your host, Andre Creighton. Thank you for rocking with me. Till next time.
You know Sheletta makes you laugh, but did you know Sheletta Brundidge can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Sheletta Brundidge founded Sheletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShelettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShelettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Sheletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Sheletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShelettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
What's up, everyone? It's Sheletta. I'm here getting a phone for one of my newly minted teenagers with Xfinity Mobile. They've got great options, affordable plans, and solid coverage that works for our whole family. With Xfinity Mobile, my daughter can stay connected with me wherever she goes. And did you know when you sign up, you can get an extra phone line free for a full year? Switch to Xfinity Mobile today for more savings, more smiles, and more ways to stay connected.